Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome again to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. I say again, welcome to Snacks Thoughts. And what is my thought for tonight? Well, my thought for tonight, and the topic I would call it in this episode, is China versus America. Hang separately or hang together? And what I mean by that is that you have two superpowers, and obviously I would have to say that I believe right now that China is taking over the number one spot. I believe that America still has some weight, but it's on some shaky ground. But the reason why I say that China and America to either hang separately or hang together is because if China and America continue with the trade war and the economic barriers, trying to hurt each other's economy, in which I believe that the United States has lost a lot of that battle because China is a producer, whereas the United States is a consumer. But nevertheless, both of these economies, they both need each other, and actually the world needs both, and so they both need to be able to work together. And if you want to say get along, you may not be best buddies or like each other, but the United States buys a lot of goods from China, and China produces a lot. Like I think 90% of the world's goods, China produces it. But who is its number one consumer? It's the United States. And so if they, get into, if you want to say a beef, political or economic beefs, they can do damage, to each other. But not just that. We obviously know of the inflation that's going on, and how both of these economies, in both countries, are definitely taking some major hits. I mean, you could look at the United States with the inflation, the supply chain is messed up. And it's not just the United States, but it's also, affecting China as well. I mean, that, what is that? Real estate building company supposed to build homes, Evergrande. They're struggling. There's another company in China that defaulted, and the people that invested in it or expected to get homes, this is in China, and now all of a sudden they can't get their money back, so China is having problems in its economy as well, and so is the United States. And so stuff is going crazy. And there's other nations that are having problems with inflation, with supply chain crisis. I mean, this stuff is going worldwide. But both of these countries, the world, hinges, on both of them. And so neither one can afford to go down. If China goes down, it takes the rest of the world with it, including the United States. If the United States goes down, it takes the rest of the world with it, to include China. And so when these two powerhouses, if they get into, any types of beef, trade wars, and, putting sanctions on each other, certain, blocking, certain political moves, it doesn't just affect, just the two countries' economies, but it actually affects the world. And so neither one, can afford to go down, because both, at this point, right now, they're having some problems. They in trouble. And so it's either find a way to get along, or else if you don't, then you'll wind up taking everybody else down with you, and you'll hang anyway. So it's like, if you're going to go down, you might as well go down, getting along, because there's strength in numbers. And both of these, nations, they do rely on each other, for different reasons and in different ways, Obviously, the United States and China may have different ways of running their country. They may have, obviously, they have different cultures, different, you know, um, political insights, you know, but they still are locked and intertwined with each other, as is the rest of the world. This is a global economy. So you can no longer just, operate really independently anymore. You know, one thing is affected by another, and the whole world is tied in, together. And China and the United States, they both definitely are tied in. So if either one of them, take a fall, that means that the other goes down with it. Whether it's by hook or crook or either unintentional or by default, they either one can take the other down by default and also bring the rest of the world, down with it. So, they have to find a way to comfortably coexist. And obviously, I believe that China is the number one superpower now. I believe it, and so the United States, hey, you had your run, you had your season, and, they're still powerful, but it's like, hey, you got to play your position. You got to play your position and play your role. And it's not just about the United States, but it's also about the globe, because everything is locked in. Now, granted, we do need to fix, our problems here, but a lot of our problems is connected to what's going on, not just internally, but also externally, outside of this country, what we're tied to. And you can see the devastating effects it's having with the supply chain breakdown and crisis is causing inflation. I'm talking about to go haywire. There's a lack and a shortage of, goods that are needed. You have people that don't want to take the jobs. You got I guess you can say, unemployment crisis. You have the homelessness, crisis, and you have all these different bubbles that are about to burst, and pop. And obviously real estate is definitely going to be next. And I believe real estate is going to catch it much worse than it did in 2008. And I would say that the world is in a depression, right now. It's not just the U.S. economy. There's others, Britain, Canada, Australia's feeling a pinch. There's others, Venezuela. I can go on and on, and as well, as China and, other parts of, Asia. This is a global thing. This pandemic definitely did a number, on the global economy. But back to my original point before I get ready to end this podcast or this episode, the United States and China have to find a way to, coexist, in a way that will be beneficial to both nations. Because both of our economies are locked and they rely on each other. So we have to find a way to coexist for the benefit, of, our two nations and the benefit, of the world. Hang together or, hang separately. Either way, both nations, if they don't get along, and work together, both, will go down and both will suffer tremendously. But, that's all I have on this one. But it's some food for thought and something to really think about. We can't afford, to have, trade embargoes, or raising tariffs, on each other's, goods and products or services. Not beneficial for either economy. But that's all I have on this one, guys. And I want to say thank you for listening to Snacks Thoughts. That's SNAKZTHOUGHTS, Snacks Thoughts. And this podcast can be found on Anchor, Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and a host of other social media platforms. And so please subscribe to Snacks Thoughts. And also have a YouTube channel, Eric Brothers YouTube. That's ERIC BROADUS YouTube, or ericbrothersyoutube.com. So go over to my YouTube channel and smash that bell to become a subscriber, and smash the like button to like the video, and leave a comment. Love the dialogue with you. If you don't like the video, then hit the unlike button and voice your opinion. Everybody has a right to be heard. But please share Snacks Thoughts and Eric Brothers YouTube. Please share them, push them out. Share them with your friends, families, enemies, frenemies. Share them. Push them out, guys, all right? And I'll catch you on the next one. Got some more content coming out, all right? Peace out, guys.